You know who these two guys are?
LeBron James.
What about the guy on the left?
Mr. Overrated on YouTube.
He won't be able to keep up with me, bro. His handles, trash.
He's probably a little slower than me at dribbling.
Wasn't good enough for the NBA, so.
He was fast. He just caught me on a bad day, that's all.
Anybody who follows basketball knows that street ball is on another level and really fun to watch.
So there, actually over here.
And if that's you, you've probably seen this guy before. As for Professor Live, he likes to take on people who talk trash about him, and when they're faced up against him, well, the results are clear. Throughout this video, we're going to see how the professor responds to these trash talkers, a 2v2 challenge for $3,000 with a little bonus, and who is the real life baller behind it all. Stay tuned to find out. In this video, Professor Live heads over to Santa Monica in the Hoop Bus, and they interview 8 guys and ask each one whether they played the professor or LeBron James or Steph Curry. And well, surprisingly, all of them but one say they rather play Steph.
I'll pick Steph because I think I can lock him down.
Everyone else, on the other hand, thought that the professor was out of his league, and all these guys were confident with their comments. It's all stage and stuff. He's trash. He's old. I'ma bust his ass. I would put my money against the professor for sure. But then, the professor showed up behind them and, well...
Oh my God, what?
I don't want to be on a YouTube video.
Now, these guys are caught up and embarrassed and gotta play the dude now. So it's a 1v1 challenge and the first to 5 wins. Let's see how this goes. The first dude was in for a rude awakening. He mentioned that the professor wouldn't be able to keep up and his handles were trash, but this guy had the ball go between his legs. Oh, and should we mention the fake? The man didn't stand a chance, losing 5. The next guy wishes him luck keeping the ball from him, but the game itself doesn't last long. After this, the professor even lets him pass him, and the man still misses his layup. By the end of the game, on the 4th point,
Hey, I'm gonna go here. I'm actually ready. Thanks, my bro, appreciate you.
yeah, we probably don't need to say anymore. But this dude, on the other hand,
Hey, what would you rate your game?
I'm an 11, man.
and then he finishes the game with a tornado pull. Next up, this guy said, "I'ma bust your," but he didn't stand behind that statement for far too long.
Oh, well, I didn't mean that.
This game, on the other hand, was actually the closest score. Professor only won by 1 point. And, well, he really wasn't that bad. He started off strong with a 3-1 lead, but just couldn't finish it. The next opponent just doesn't seem like a fan at the start.
Mr. Overrated on YouTube.
He made it clear the easy decision was to play the professor instead of LeBron, and if he could challenge him 1v1, this is what he would say to him.
You ain't got no D, and you overrated. What's up, man? What's going on? What's going on?
This man crumbled the second he saw him. And with that, he also crumbled on the court with a 5-1 loss. To end the game off, he didn't fall for the fake, but had the ball go between his legs for the game winner. After this, one guy said he wasn't good enough for the NBA, but then gets beat 5-1. Another said, "I will put my money against the professor for sure," but then loses a decent game at 5-3 despite taking the fall. But at least the last guy knows what he's up against. He was the only one who said he'd rather play Steph. This game didn't end as bad as most of the others, with a 5-3 loss. Now, even though these guys didn't have anything to gain if they won, maybe besides bragging rights on beating the professor, some of these other ballers next could win up to $3,000. Professor puts out another challenge for a 2v2. If they steal the ball from him, they get $1,000, but if they win, they'll get an additional $2,000. Bruh. In this video, the professor plays a total of 9 teams. Let's see how many teams gotta steal or beat the professor. The first team gets finessed right from the start.
Help. Got it.
And throughout this game, the professor gets bucket after bucket until... In the same play, this man had the ball go between his legs twice, but at least they recovered by making a little money. At the end of it, the professor won this game, but at least these guys won $1,000. The next team also doesn't start so well. They leave Hen Dog TV open right off the bat. Will they recover?
Oh, I thank you, I appreciate it.
Maybe not. But at least they get a bucket and a ball to the head and a ball between the legs. We should probably stop at this point.
Roll kill, roll kill.
By the end of this game, these guys didn't win anything. Could the next team beat the professor this time? They start out coming in hot off the top. Even some fans are thinking they might lose this one. But the professor responds once again. It almost looks like these guys were about to get their first steal, but then the professor turns to play around with a little fun off the backboard. Eventually, these guys do get a chance to steal the ball to win $1,000. But don't come out on top with the win. We got some ladies for the next team, and they start off, but there's always the next bucket, right? Throughout this game, the professor fakes out the same person, not once,
See you, Ant. See you.
not twice,
It's over there. Actually, over here.
but 3 times.
See you, Ant. See you. Hey, what's good?
They asked the professor to start playing and, well, they got their wish. As you know, $1,000 is on the line if you steal the ball from the professor, so these ladies take matters into their own hands.
Wait, hold on.
But you reap what you sow. There was another loss for the opponents on this one, and the ladies came out with $0. But out of his good heart, the professor lets them have a shot at $1,000. If they could sink a bucket within 3 shots, he'd give them the money. And the good news is, they did. The next 4 teams just aren't able to cut it. They continue to get dunked on and get dunked on and get dunked on. No one at this point has beat the professor, but at least some steals are happening every now and then. Now for the last team, they actually accomplished the mission and they come in hot.
Get it lit. There you go. There you go.
The professor tries to bring it back, but at the end of it, they win the $2,000. After the game, the professor wanted to run it back, but instead, let's go back in time when Professor Live played a different role. 10 years ago, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man showed up on the courts of Los Angeles and played against a ton of different competitors. The first episode launched reached 14 million views within its first week. Today, that video has 43 million views. The question back then was, who was Spider-Man? Who was the real-life baller behind the mask? And that man is Grayson Boucher. He was a player for And1 in the early 2000s, and then by 2011, he joined the Ball Up Streetball team. By 2013, he was making basketball content on YouTube and had about only 50,000 subscribers. Then one day, Grayson was given the idea from a friend, and they recognized his videos would only hit basketball audiences, but they wanted something to go mainstream or viral, something that everybody would love, even if you didn't have any interest in basketball. So the idea of dressing up as a superhero came to the surface. And then Spider-Man basketball became a reality. Grayson shares in an interview how within a week after launching his first video, he went from 60,000 subscribers to over 400,000 subscribers. That's insane. Today, the series has over 400 million views and people still love it. Now, if you want to see what else has millions of views, we put together a video where you won't believe what some of these NBA players eat, and each of them got millions of views for it.